Welcome to our Tiger Success Series webcast today. We share leadership training that builds trust, interdependence, genuineness, empathy, risk, and success in the workplace. Here's our host, Diane Crampton.
Welcome back, everyone. And for new people just joining us for the first time, welcome. I'm glad to see you here. Take a moment to say hi to me in chat so I know who is here. In the past 2 weeks, we have been discussing how to use collaboration to strengthen your teams. And last week, we discussed competition, and the week prior to that, behavior. If you are just joining us today, that's okay. You can still access the recordings of those conversations here on the Tiger Success Series business page. And as a reminder, you can hop on a call with me to explore how the Tiger 6 principles are so effective in streamlining high-performance team behavior and relationship-focused leadership, or to discuss our upcoming summer course for leaders who can actually improve their team's performance within the training design. I love to share, so hop on a call with me. Today, I'm discussing the impact of community on strengthening collaboration and teams. And if you have questions or comments at any time, please post them in chat. My team member Dolan will be keeping track so no one will be left out when we transition to your questions and comments. I'm going to share for around 12 minutes, and then we are opening this up to your ideas and questions and discussion. Are you ready? Okay, let's get going. As humans, we are naturally social beings. We've always been stronger in numbers. It served to protect us in early human history from predators and warring tribes. So it makes perfect sense for workplace developers and leaders who want to unlock and strengthen the potential of their teams to promote and leverage this human desire to connect with coworkers and managers. As humans, we rely on our interactions with others to fulfill ourselves and are almost hardwired in our need for connection and belonging. So it makes good sense to build a workforce community that improves how people work together and collaborate, and to enhance the well-being of employees. Collaborative work communities are an essential part of any successful organization of the 21st century. In fact, researchers are now finding that the organizations that are experiencing the highest turnover and a hard time hiring new talent are still invested in the management practices of the Industrial Revolution, which have not embraced collaboration and can lack a strong workforce community. In fact, the second top reason people leave these organizations is because they have no sense of belonging. And these organizations are also having the hardest time keeping Gen Z and millennial employees. They are also causing enormous stress for their HR people who keep hiring for the same positions over and over again. And when behavior norms that support the Tiger 6 principles of trust, interdependence, genuineness, empathy, risk resolution, and success are in place, and the impact of internal competition is understood and minimized, both leaders and employees find it much easier to unlock the creative potential of their teams and build a collaborative work community. It is through a collaborative community that employees can easily connect, share ideas, and set professional development goals, allowing them to work smarter and make better decisions, solve complex problems, and bring new products to the market very quickly. In our first conversation on behavior, I mentioned that the Tiger's six principles emerged from business, education, and psychology group dynamic research. Collaborative work community development in the psychological, educational, and business problem solving way your teams and leaders benefit, they benefit from having so much in common. For those of you who want to see a business benefit outcome from community, this is where it gets so interesting. When members of the community have a meaningful goal to work toward together, and when everyone in the group feels they belong and it is safe to feel vulnerable when learning new things, community can be strategic and tied to business goals and initiatives. It is probably one of the most important safety net strategies when transitioning an organization from being more hierarchical to becoming more collaborative. This is because employees benefit from interactive learning experiences, real-time feedback, meeting people from different departments, and practicing the skills they learned in training, so the training they receive really sticks and is self-perpetuating. Whether it is how people communicate, become more emotionally intelligent, resolve conflict, set boundaries, solve problems, make decisions, plan and successfully execute those plans, a collaborative work community provides the opportunity for people to learn and have some fun while building good work relationships with colleagues. Most employees do not think job hopping is a great thing to do. They would rather stick with an organization that they feel like they belong to, can build friendships, and feel like they are personally growing. The ultimate benefit to the organization itself is growth, engagement, loyalty, complex problem resolution, and enhanced well-being. One Tiger's Six Principles licensed coach put it this way: my client experienced increased productivity, improved communication, and a stronger sense of community once they nailed down their group behavior norms and applied them to all levels of operation. It happened really fast because everyone helped one another. That's not surprising. When you create a work culture that celebrates collaboration and sees immediate returns on your investment, it makes sense to connect people to one another through community activities. When leaders learn how to build connections with employees and foster a spirit of collaboration, like I will be teaching this summer, it becomes increasingly difficult for people to leave a community where they actually have friends and where they feel like they are growing both professionally and personally. Gone are the days of working in silos where everyone competes for positions, power, and resources. When you bring together diverse teams with distinct capabilities through community, you can unlock amazing opportunities. Community starts with how you learn and grow together. This slide shows you how you can build a learning community for the development of employees. I mentioned earlier that the Tiger's Six Principles emerged from business, education, and psychology group dynamic research. This sweet spot in the center of this graphic shows you where these three disciplines overlap in the development of both a lifetime employee value framework and a supporting work community designed for both leaders and employees to learn and grow. So let's look at some of the outcomes based on the three disciplines. For education, it is the realization of learning circles, also known in some organizations as infinities of interest. These are learning topic subgroups. Examples are behavior improvement groups, root cause problem solving groups, communication improvement groups, quality control and risk management groups, and collaborative leadership groups. Group members benefit from practice and constructive feedback from group members so that training that you offer transfers to improve skills and attitudes. Now, from a psychology framework, human connections and coworker relationships improve, along with the willingness to cooperate, be vulnerable when learning new skills, and making it through personal learning curves by supporting and sharing insights with one another. You also notice that kindness and understanding others also improves, which means your coworkers experience more empathy. So does motivation for learning and feelings of personal satisfaction. This frequently results in more commitment and accountability throughout the organization. For the organization, cost savings and productivity improvements that emerge from learning circle problem solving can increase profit and streamline operations. When communities of interest are self-selected and strength-based, employees often find that the autonomy and empowerment they receive is career fulfilling. Lateral moves to new operations are highly satisfying without having to become managers. The business outcome is less talent turnover and very engaged, accountable, and committed employees. It is also a great way to identify future leaders who have the skills required to fill the succession leadership pipeline. The degree to which employees feel valued, connected, and fulfilled in that community has important implications for both the organizational culture and the organization's health and wealth. So, in review, high performance organizations have measurable levels of trust, interdependence, genuineness, empathy, risk resolution, and success, along with group behavior norms that apply to everyone. When internal competition is interjected into collaborative operations, collaboration can break down into power struggles. When you develop a collaborative work community that supports connection, employee development, psychological safety, and sense of belonging, the entire work culture is sustainable with multiple benefits, including enhanced well-being. If you are interested in improving teamwork, productivity, and overall performance in your organizations or in organizations you would like to serve, consider learning more about the Tiger Six principles. These principles have a proven track record in building high performance teams and in fostering a positive workplace culture and work community. To discover the easiest and most efficient way to acquire the Tiger Six principles, I encourage you to give me a call. I am happy to provide you with more information and how they can be implemented in your organization. A link to secure protected time is in chat. Now I want to take time to answer your questions and address your comments. Dolan, are there any questions or comments for me to take a look at? Okay. Then I have a question for you. And my question is there a larger focus for a workforce community? Yes. and it also connects hybrid and totally remote workers to your community as well. So there is much more to community than just employee learning and development. There is also a larger focus on a vision for the future that can be created together along with the actions required to get there. And this is a high level leadership, executive leadership, strategic goal. Because you see, community is a social operating system that influences how people work together and is demonstrated through behavior norms such as trust, interdependence, genuineness, empathy, risk resolution, and success. It is also demonstrated through expectations, language, and rules of engagement. So, as a social operating system, it also can bring those hybrid and remote employees into a feeling of connection too. So if you ask remote and hybrid employees what they need to have a strong feeling of belonging, they will tell you. It's the sense of understanding and being understood, a feeling of unity, trust, and belonging that everyone in the group feels. So, Dolan, can you put up that one slide that we discussed that was at the end that shows the difference in remote and hybrid employees? That's probably a good place to, kind of show you what the impact of employees who are remote or hybrid and who feel like they want to belong in community, what this can look like in terms of the numbers, in terms of engagement that they experience. And I want to follow up with this question that the Harvard Business Review stated that the workplace is a community built around the relationships we have with our peers. So when you can bring hybrid and remote employees into these relationships with peers, this is how you build a strong sense of community for them. And they can participate also in those communities of interest or learning circles where they actually do get to know people from other departments as well. And when these relationships are strong, they can be a real source of energy, learning, and support for people. So the larger focus is leveraging the social operating system in so many different ways. So that's the answer to that question. Are there any other questions or comments that we can use in today's conversation? Well, it looks like we don't have any today. So I want to thank you for coming today and for attending. And and do check in chat and in comments for the resources mentioned today. I have a study that was produced by the Stanford Graduate School with regards to what happens when there is hierarchical processes in collaborative organizations and what that does to problem solving and conflict as a support. And there's also an article in there from for Chief Learning Officer that goes into greater depth in terms of communities of interest and in learning circles. So I am more than happy to talk with you about these ideas. So hop on a call with me. This is the end of this series, and I am so glad that you have had an interest and have attended. Until next time, here's to your ongoing success.
Thank you for attending our webcast today.